Hello everyone, it's Jacqueline. I'm back in my kitchen. I'm super excited to share today's cooking class. And I don't know if you're familiar with this, but I received this yesterday and I just opened it up. If you're not familiar with our Epic Box, this is our subscription program where you get surprised. I love it because it allows me to try different items. And just to showcase what's in here, I have been hearing rave reviews about this buttered chicken dip. It's done by one of our ambassadors, and I've been told by people who've tried it, it's amazing. Now, this is in the box this month, and it's because there's actually butter chicken seasoning in here. Now, why am I showing you this Epic Box? Well, hi Pam. The reason I'm showing you this is because today's cooking class, I'm actually going to be using some products that have been in the last couple boxes because I want you to see how versatile things are. So let me just set this Epic Box aside. If you have any questions about this, just reach out to me. As you can tell, I've got a bit of a cold, so hopefully I'm not going to get into a coughing fit. Feel free, Pam, Carolyn, ask me any questions. I see there's someone else on, but I don't actually see them up on my screen. Today's cooking class is going to be so much better than takeout because we're going to do lemon chicken from home. It's going to be healthier. It's going to be easier. It's not going to be deep fried, which I always find when I have deep fried food, it just sits in my stomach. Like I do feel like there's just lard, like ugh, horrible. That's another reason why I will share with you, join the Epic Life Challenge. This is just healthy eating. It's not a diet, but I'm going to tell you, I love that program so much because by eating healthy, you're going to just realize that a lot of that food that you may be eating right now just really doesn't make you feel good at all. So lemon chicken it is. So we're going to get started. First off, I've already done some pre-cutting. I've got chicken breasts in here. You can use chicken thighs or whatever you have. You want it deboned though. Hey Michelle, nice to see you. Now we need to coat these. I've got the oven on at 425 degrees, so it's already heating up. And what we need to do is we need to create a coating. Now we could use our crispy crunchy coating, but I actually want it to have the same sort of flavoring that lemon chicken does at the restaurants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be featuring our easy peasy, bagel, pancake, and waffle mix. Well, I guess it's going to be a coating today, so there's the versatility of that. And I'm just going to dump some of that in there. Now, lemon chicken always has ground almonds, so you should toast those, by the way. Excuse me. Toast your almonds. It makes them taste better. Now, we're going to add seasoning, and I did tell you that I was using some products that were in our Epic package. You can purchase these individually, well, not individually, but on their own. They're sold in sets of 3, and this is our rotisserie chicken. You might have saw me last week. I posted it on Instagram, how you could cook a chicken just like this in 22 minutes, and I'm going to tell you it's the juiciest chicken you'll ever have. So, I always keep my packages. I usually clip them on the bottom because I can use them again. And I'm going to use my 4-in-1 spoon. And I want to add a little bit of punch to my chicken. Okay, so what we're going to do, just make sure my bag is open enough so I'm not spilling it all over. I'm going to roughly get a tablespoon here. And the nice thing about cooking is it's not like baking where you have to be exactly perfect. Baking is a science experiment. It's chemistry. Cooking, just throw it in. It's all good. All right, and we need some sort of salt or pepper, and what I'm using, I use this quite frequently. This is SPG, salt, pepper, garlic. I'm going to add, and I'm not going to sprinkle it on. I'm going to use my 4-in-1 spoon. I'm going to go down to the teaspoon end, and I'm going to put a good teaspoon in there. You guys know that when you go to Asian restaurants, there's lots of garlic in there anyway, right? Also, all of our product is such low in sodium, it doesn't hurt to add that little bit extra. And then we're simply going to take our chicken, dump it in this bag, and we're gonna toss it. Now I'm gonna give you some fun food facts while I'm just sealing this. So where did lemon chicken come from? Well, we can actually give credit to Hong Kong. Yes, they actually made this in the hotel called the Panda Hotel. So if you're someone like me who likes exploring, I always like knowing what was made here. I mean, hence limoncello in the south of Italy. But if you're going to Hong Kong, you might want to check out the Panda Hotel. I know when I was in Singapore, I went to the Raffles Hotel because, do you guys know what Singapore slings are? Yeah, at the Raffles Hotel, they invented Singapore slings. So I am a foodie through and through. Hope this noise is not driving you too crazy. So I did put it in a baggie. Could you use it in a bowl? Certainly you could. But I just find this is so much easier. So we're gonna take our basting brush. I love this brush because you can actually clean it. It goes into the dishwasher. I've got a little bit of oil in here, and I'm just going to coat our cooling rack. These cooling racks, you get them in sets of 2. And I've got a baking sheet here with the liner, and I wanna make sure my chicken's not gonna stick. So I'm just going to just put a little bit of oil on here, and this is just going to allow it to release. Of course, the reason I want to make sure that that liner's under there is I don't want to have a big cleanup job at the end of the cooking. How easy was that? Now, if you don't have that basting brush, I'm going to tell you, you may want to get a couple of those. I like having the barbecue because I like using one for when I'm doing raw meat, and then as I'm basting, I'm using the clean one for the cooked meat. I don't want anyone sick when I'm cooking my food. So I'm grabbing my grip and grabs here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure we place these on our baking sheet. And I would make sure that you space them so they're not sweating. What do I mean by not sweating? Well, you want them to be able to crisp, that there's some air circulation between the different strips so that they do become crispy, because that's a key to having some really good lemon chicken. So give me a second. Let me get this all organized. Any questions, guys? Have you made the lemon chicken before? You might be wondering, okay, how am I putting lemon on? Yes, I'm going to be putting real lemon. Guys, guess what I'm doing today? I'm going to be making our lemon sauce with our luscious lemon curd. Oh my gosh. You guys know that lemon curd is so good. Well, imagine it as being a sauce on top of chicken that's crisped in the oven. It is delicious. Okay, so I've got my last couple pieces here. As I said, make sure you space them out. It's getting crispy. All right. So I'm just gonna tuck these in the oven, and this is only gonna take about 15 minutes, okay? So give me one quick second. Of course, I have the TV version done already. I don't expect you to sit there and watch grass grow or wait for that to happen. Okay, so now we're gonna make our sauce. So again, using our 4-cup prep bowl. Love these, they've got lids as you saw. I have the chicken in one. But I'm going to add a little bit of water. Can you see how handy these 1-cup prep bowls are? I've used 4, and just so you know, they're sold in sets of 4. So I have multiple sets. I love using them for prepping, for desserts, all that kind of stuff. Just realized I need a spoon. 1 second. Not very organized here. Okay, so I've got a little bit of melted butter, and we're going to put some fresh lemon and some of our luscious lemon curd. Hey, Leslie and Nadine, nice to see you, and Cindy. Okay, so we're going to just pour this in, And I'm using half a package. Just so you know, half a package, a full package, go grab your Luscious Lemon if you've got it. If you're wanting to measure it and figure out what this recipe is, there's 3/4 of a cup of lemon curd in a package. So you're going to roughly use, gosh, not a half for sure, but less than a half. So it might be more like a third. Okay, and we're going to grab our lemon, which has been washed. I'm using my ceramic knife, of course. And here we've got our citrus press. I'm just noticing as I cut this lemon, guys, look at how thick that rind is. I don't usually have that issue when I go to the grocery store. When I go to the grocery store and buy my lemon, I like squeezing it, because if it squeezes, usually that means that I've got a really thin member. I was tricked, obviously, because this one is just really ripe. So, not that it matters, but I would sooner get more juice than membrane. Okay, now using our 2-in-1 citrus press, you can roughly get about a tablespoon of juice per each half. And I love lemon. I love the citrusy part of it. And of course, we're going to make this and put it over top of rice. And rice is quite bland, as you know. So that extra lemon flavor is going to be super nice. Here's a fun little tip for you as well. Don't throw this away. This is really good. Just grab it with your fingers and take it over to your sink and rub it. It's a great cleaner in your kitchen, and it flavors everything else. And if you have a carburetor, throw this down. That makes it taste really, smell really nice in your kitchen. Okay, so we've got this mixed up. I'm hoping I'm not going to lose you, because sometimes when I put my microwave on, I get disconnected. So if I do, bear with me. I'll be right back, because this is only going to take a couple minutes in the microwave for this to thicken up so I can pour it over the sauce. So let's get this in the micro. Okay, so I've got my chicken out. This is how it turned out, guys. See how it's nice and crispy? Delicious. Okay, so what we're going to do now is using a clean bowl. We don't want to use the one that's had our raw chicken in, right? We've set that aside. Again, you may want to consider buying a few of these 4-cup bowls. But we're just going to put these in a bowl big enough that we can toss it. And our lemon sauce should be coming out really quickly. Now, the other thing I'm going to be using is, oh, and I see Leslie, you said you love your prep bowls. Leslie, which ones do you have, the 1-cup or the 4-cup one? No, my screen's not stalling. Just gonna check here. In a minute, see if it's thickened up. I don't know if she's still there. Okay, so I'm stirring it halfway through. Just want to make sure we're not getting any lumps. And it is thickening, just so you know. You have both, Leslie. Are you an addicted person like me, and you have like multiple sets? I think I probably have about 20 of those little ones. These are so good for even breakfast. So you can do like little chia puddings for in the morning. If you do smoothies, you can have all these prepped in advance. I love using them for taco night. It's just Dawn and I, so I'll just have a few different little condiments in here. They are so darn handy. So the other thing that I'm going to be using today, when I'm finished all this and I'm putting it on our plate, is I'm going to be putting on Everything Bagel. Now, here's a fun food fact about Everything Bagel. Do you know how this was created? There was a guy in New York, Queens, New York, actually, and at the end of the day, when they were baking their bagels, they always had the crumbs, right? And it was his job to clean it all up. And he would have piles of all these different seasonings that they had used while they were baking the bagels. So he put it in a bag, and history was made. Everything Bagel became a thing. Now, they do say there were probably other people that had done it before, but this guy, his name was Goslin, I think. Yeah, Gussin, Gussin. Gussin is the one that they're giving the credit to. Okay, getting my sauce out here. All right, do you remember how when I was doing it initially, how cloudy it was? Now that it's cooked, it's actually got a nice clear sauce. So we're just going to pour, and I like keeping a little bit as a reserve, as a nice little treat for dipping. I don't think I need all of it in anyway. And I sure wish you guys were here. Doing in-person cooking classes is my favorite because, I mean, it's one thing to see me making this, but to actually taste it, well, that's the deal maker. Because once you taste that nice sweet citrus of the lemon and how quickly this meal came together, you're sold. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a little plate here. So I thought what would be really nice for a balanced dish, I just used our vegetable peeler and I made ribbons of carrots. I had leftover rice. We did a cedar plank salmon yesterday, so I had rice already. Again, I love cooking once and eating twice. How I cook my rice, by the way, is I put it in the round steamer. I put the lid on. Last night we had guests come over, and so we did a whole cedar on a plank, and I did 2 cups of rice. So obviously I had leftovers. But again, you can freeze it if you're not using it right away or use it the next day like I am. So we're just going to grab roughly about 4 ounces. 4 ounces is about the size of a deck of cards. That's a good balanced meal for those of you who are on the Epic Life Challenge, which I am on right now. And this, oops, lost half my carrot. This is your dinner for tonight. As I mentioned before, one of the things to make it look pretty is we're going to sprinkle some everything bagel on it. And that's got nice flavor to it. If you want to have a little bit of soy sauce, that's fine. Make sure it's sodium reduced. And because I already put almonds in here, I sort of thought it would be nice just to sprinkle a few slivered almonds on top as well, just to plate it a little bit. So guys, there is your lemon chicken. So much better than the store or the restaurant. Because I'm going to tell you, I just came back from a trip from Ireland and looking at my bills, eating out is so darn expensive. So this meal can be put on the table in literally minutes at a fraction of the price. So I hope you enjoyed today's cooking class. Come on back next Thursday. I don't know what I've got on my plate, but honestly, I'm going to tell you, I love thinking out of the package. So that luscious lemon did not make a dessert today. It made a great main course. So enjoy, everyone. I appreciate you popping in, and we'll see you again another time. Bye-bye.